Menopause is a really lonely journey, and it used to be up until we started talking about it probably 2 or 3 years ago now. And for many women, to hear that somebody else has got the same issues as them, it makes them go, oh my goodness, that's exactly how I'm feeling. So there is help out there. By the same token, HRT is not a panacea.
Lately, I've been suffering from extreme fatigue, and I've made a video all about that, and I wanted to give you an update on where things are because I've actually had my hormones tested, and I'm going to take you through the results of that hormone test and what I'm actually now going to do about it. Hello fam, and welcome to my channel. My name's Melissa Neal, and this channel is all about helping you if you're a woman over 40 or like me over 50 get in great shape. And one of the things that I've been talking a lot about on this channel, and I know many of you really appreciate it and thank you for all the comments, is actually talking about my own menopause journey. And I did a video recently, and I'm going to link that here, which was really how I've been suffering from extreme fatigue, and I've been trying to get to the bottom of it. Before we get into this video, I want to just let you know that this is a video about me. I'm not advising you about whether to take hormone replacement therapy. This isn't an advert to take hormone replacement therapy. You'll see in the video there can actually be some problems taking hormone replacement therapy. So it's really just documenting my journey, which I know that really helps many of you, doesn't it? So I actually had COVID, which was 3 months ago now. So I would expect that, you know, I should be recovering by now. I shouldn't be getting the extreme fatigue. And so what I decided to do was actually have my hormones tested again. I have had them tested before, but that was 1.5 years ago now. So it was about time I took another test. And I actually went to have a consultation at the Bristol Menopause Centre. And so I'm going to actually show you some clips of my consultation and what the lady said that I spoke to, a very nice lady who's a menopause expert. She's actually a nurse practitioner, women's health and menopause expert. And what she actually said about the results of the test and what I needed to do about it. Now, I have to say, I get so many comments. There's a lot of confusion about why I'm on hormone replacement therapy. So I want to cover that first, because a lot of people have been saying, oh, it's about improving your body recomposition. It's nothing to do with that. So for me, taking hormone replacement therapy has not improved my body composition. My body composition was fantastic before I took hormone replacement therapy, and I actually did all my bikini competitions without taking hormone replacement therapy. And that's not the reason I take it. The reason I started taking hormone replacement therapy is because I was having severe menopause symptoms and it was impacting on my quality of life. So I started taking hormone replacement therapy about 1 year ago in November 2021 because I was getting night sweats, I was getting anxiety, I was getting brain fog, and I was also getting fatigue. But the fatigue has actually started to get a lot worse, and the night sweats have started coming back. So that's the point when I thought, well, it could be to do with COVID that I'm getting extreme fatigue, but it might also be going through menopause. And I had a consultation with my general practitioner, that's my local doctor that I use here, and I quickly realised they just don't have the expertise to really dive into the detail. You get a 10-minute consultation, but the problem is here in the UK, your local general practitioner will not test you, will not take a hormone blood test. And I wanted to take a hormone blood test to actually see what my hormone levels are. So not only did I actually have a full female hormone blood test, including testosterone and my thyroid, I actually booked and paid for a full 40-minute consultation with a menopause expert. And I'm really glad I did, because the person that I actually spoke to, called Hazel, that is what she deals with day in, day out, is women that are going through menopause. I'm just outside the local menopause clinic and I'm about to go in and get the results for my hormone blood tests. I've had a full female hormone blood test, including thyroid, but also including testosterone. Even if you're not on hormone replacement therapy like me, there are lots of changes to your lifestyle that you can actually make to support your hormone health. And knowledge is power, isn't it? If you know what's going on with your hormones, you can take the right course of action.
So what your blood results show is that your estrogen levels are really, really low. So
Goodness,
at
that's
55, we want
being on HRT.
Yeah, exactly. Which suggests you might not be absorbing it that well. So and I wonder if that's because of the exercise you do. Did you do any swimming or anything like that? Or
No.
So what it shows is that your estrogen levels are at 154. We want them around 300 to 400. So they're half of where they should be at. So I think we need to do a change of what you're on. But we also need to do a change of what you're on to stop you bleeding as well. So your womb and the lining of your womb, that's why we give you progesterone, is only protected for half the month, and you want to protect it for the whole month. So we've got a choice of what we use. You can stick with the patches if you really like the patches for your estrogen bit, but we increase the dose. Or we've got a gel we could use instead. I'll show you the gel.
Oh yes, please.
I'm going to check your blood pressure in a minute as well. So this is the gel. It's called Estrogel. You would start off using 2 pumps in the morning, 1 pump in the evening. You don't put it there. So, and what you do is you just spread it out and leave it to dry. You put it here. So you do in the morning, you do 1 pump here, 1 pump there, and then in the evening you do another pump there, not in your inner thigh, another pump there or that side.
Yeah.
So you press it onto there, spread it out, leave it to dry.
Okay.
You can swim within an hour of using it. You can exercise, so you can do it, if you do your exercise in the morning, you can exercise and then after you shower, put it on afterwards.
Yeah.
And so having it 2 in the morning, 1 at night, it means that one, it would absorb better, because I expect sometimes you get really hot and sweaty with your exercise, don't you?
Yeah.
I wonder if that's why that's not absorbing so well.
Oh yeah, so I'll try the gel then. Yeah.
And then the other thing is you need to take a progesterone to go with it. The safest progesterone, considering you've had pulmonary embolism in the past, is something called Utrogestan. So both of these are body identical, what's known as body identical. Some people call it bioidentical.
Yeah.
It's exactly the same as the hormones we produce ourselves, so there's fewer side effects. With the progesterone, which is called Utrogestan, you take 1 at night on an empty stomach, and it helps you sleep and relax, because progesterone is our relaxing hormone. So and it might help your sleep a bit.
Excellent. Yeah.
Yeah, so you take it at night continuously, it should stop those periods as well. What I would then say is, I want to review you in 3 months, Melissa, to see how you're feeling.
Yeah.
Your testosterone was also a bit low.
I was going to ask you about that.
Yeah, so your testosterone, but the fact that testosterone replacement is not licensed for women in the UK, but it's recognised that you do need it. Your testosterone was low, but actually your estrogen was lower than your testosterone, and your testosterone probably stays at a good level because of the exercise you do. So although it's low, but your libido is not low, so therefore at this point we wouldn't be giving you testosterone.
Okay.
But we need to give you the estrogen to get that up, to get that fatigue better.
Yeah.
And to help you get your energy back. And then in 3 months, providing you're fine, we can have a chat about testosterone at that point as well.
Yeah.
Because it's all about balancing it up. Because if we give you testosterone now, but we don't increase your estrogen, your testosterone will just bind up to something called your sex hormone binding globulin, and it will just bind up and bind up. Doesn't mean your estrogen will increase, but your testosterone will just get lost.
Ah, it's interesting.
Yeah. Oh, it's fascinating. Absolutely
I'm
fascinating.
learning something, because this is like, there's been a lot of talk about testosterone,
There is.
isn't there, at the moment?
Yeah, and
and
only 50% of women need testosterone. Not
Yeah.
everyone does, and we can only give it to women once they're postmenopausal.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because when you think about it, if you're still having periods, that means you've still got estrogen levels that are going up and down like a yo-yo. So sometimes you'll have a high libido, sometimes you'll have a low libido. But if you start giving you testosterone and everything's all over the place, it could make things worse.
Honestly, I was so relieved when Hazel actually told me what was going on with my hormones, the lack of estrogen in particular, and why I've been feeling so fatigued. I felt a lot better. She then actually went on to talk about the risks, which I really wanted to share with you, because there's a lot of misinformation about the link between cancer and taking hormone replacement therapy. So she actually clarified that and gave me the statistics.
Right, let me talk about the risks and benefits of HRT, because that's where everyone gets really scared about the cancer risk with HRT. So years ago, there was a study called the Women's Health Initiative. This is where the scares came from. So before that, a lot of women were on HRT, and then they decided to do a study on the benefits of HRT. They picked women who were mostly over 60, who'd already had fractures or heart attacks, and put them on oral combined HRT. And what they discovered was they caused more problems. And this is because it was synthetic, so it was the pregnant horse urine HRT, which we don't really use very much of here in the UK anymore. So that's where the issues were. So everyone stopped using HRT. Now we're much safer on HRT, and there are studies to show that what I'm going to put you on, there's no increased risk of breast cancer. But we just assume that for the first 5 years of using it, there's no increased risk of breast cancer at the moment. So out of every 1,000 women aged between 50 and 59, there'll be 23 a year that will be diagnosed with breast cancer. If you take combined HRT, which is estrogen and progesterone, that increases by 4. So there we go. So 23 cases of breast cancer in the general population of women, 4 additional cases if you're on combined HRT. However, women who have a BMI greater than 30, there's an additional 24 cases.
Oh, I see, yeah.
So you can see that. So 7 fewer women who do at least 2.5 hours of moderate exercise a week. So that takes it down to, from 23 minus 7 is 16.
Yeah.
And then women who just take estrogen alone, if they've had a hysterectomy, there's 4 fewer cases. It's the progesterone in HRT that causes the problem, but it doesn't cause breast cancer. But if you've got any changes in your breast, that it brings it to the fore.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Absolutely. So that's why you were asking me about the mammogram then.
Yeah. So we want to know, and that's why we ask about family history, because if you've got a family history of breast cancer, if you've got, say, a mum who had breast cancer below the age of 40, we wouldn't really want to be giving you HRT. If you had 2 family members, say your mum and her sister, who had breast cancer before the age of 40, we definitely wouldn't be giving you HRT.
I hope you found that really helpful. I've said this before, but I'm going to say it again. This is really about my own journey with menopause and hormone replacement therapy. I'm not trying to advise you that you should take hormone replacement therapy. Everyone's different. Some people want to go down that route, some people don't want to go down that route, and some people can't because, as Hazel explained, the risk of breast cancer. But if you want specific advice, it's really important to consult a medical professional. Let me know in the comments section whether you want me to do an update when I go back in 3 months' time, because by then I'm gonna know whether this whole new medication is actually working.